swear, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you, Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning. They had a hell of a day yesterday out in the rain. I know my shows usually are never very, very good, but I'm sure it was worse yesterday. There was wind going all over, rain going all over. And we're going to talk about the airport situation here momentarily. I want to get to our housekeeping. We missed it yesterday, and we always want to help any civic, military, fraternal, religious group, church group, school group, any groups we can help. And I want to apologize for yesterday, so we'll get to that momentarily. But I want to wish Roy and Betty Rushton. They live in South Roxana. On September the 4th, they were married 51 years. So Roy and Betty Rushton, I'm going to say congratulations. Thank you very much for listening. And also, a birthday wish, a great birthday wish to Joni Klockner. Joni Klockner out of Clinton County. It's her birthday today. She's the lovely bride of Ray Klockner, the ex-county chairman in Clinton County. Did a great job for the good people. He was a great man still, but he was a true public servant for all the good people of Clinton County. And so Joni Klockner, your husband Ray wanted to wish you a very, very happy birthday. He says he loves you to death and hopes you have a whole lot more. And so do we. So Joni Klockner, happy birthday, Clinton County. Let's take care of a little bit of this housekeeping, and then we're going to go a little crazy. Hey, before we do, now you know that I am nuts. You know I'm politically insane, and probably personally insane at some points, and I think we all are. But and the stuff you hear me say, I give you a warning before I say it. And people will bitch. Not most people. Most people understand me. Most people understand that I'm delivering the message that needs to be delivered. But anyway, this is a little graphic, but you heard me talk about the pedophile protester that goes to Kaysville. I don't know who he is. I think some people do. And yeah. But anyway, this pedophile protester, I thought maybe, pedophile likes young kids, and I hate a son of a bitch that likes young kids. And now I find out that this pedophile protester tried to solicit sex from a male attorney in St. Clair County, a male attorney that's running for judge in St. Clair County, that this pedophile protester, he always puts stuff in the paper, they tell me. I don't know, of course. He's always at this meetings, this pedophile protester. Acts ignorant, they say. So, pedophile protester, if you're out there, why don't you give us a call and let us know why you mess with young kids and why. Why would you, well, apparently you're gay. Why would you solicit or attempt to solicit sex from a judge, from a candidate for judge in St. Clair County? He's a candidate for judge. He's an attorney. This came right out of the attorney's mouth, which apparently his mouth is used for more than eating food, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. So, Mr. Pedophile Protester, come out of that closet. Everybody knew you were gay. I'd like to find out who this guy is. I know there's a lot of protesters that go to Caseyville and come up to the courthouse. I just wondered who this pedophile protester is. Do you people know? I think maybe some of you do. I've got a lot of calls, and it's always one name. It's always a guy that's in the newspaper, always a guy that wants to be somebody. Listen, pedophile protester, you can't be somebody until you do something. Until you do something positive. You know, I do a lot positive. Of course, I do negative when the time comes, but you can't make your fame in this world, Mr. Pedophile Protester, by always being negative and never ever being right. But anyway, I just wanted to go there. I've had a lot of calls, and I could not believe that this pedophile protester tried to solicit sex from an attorney in St. Clair County. So I'm going to have to start calling him the gay pedophile protester, and we're going to look into that more, and we'll find out. But, hey, you won't get any information like this anywhere but right here with Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today. Troy, Illinois. And we're going to get into that. We're going to have a couple songs. You know, this weekend is the weekend for 9/11. And it wasn't a pretty time. It was 15 years. It's 15 years ago that the terrorists came to our great country and destroyed the Twin Towers, killed over 3,000 people. And it's amazing. You know, it was like it was yesterday. It was like it was yesterday. But it's going to be 15 years on Sunday. And 3,000 people, 3,000 of our family members, 3,000 Americans lost their lives. And at that point in time, people, we all came together, didn't we? We need to stay together. We don't need another incident like 9/11 to make us be who we are, make us be proud Americans, make us be one family, the American family. We don't need another tragedy like that, but we had it. And it's going to be not celebrated, it's going to be acknowledged on Sunday. We won't be on the air Sunday, so we want to do a little bit today. But let's take care of this first. Troy, Illinois, hosting their Vietnam Wall experience September the 7th through 11th. For more information, you can contact Gene Myers at 618-960-9630. They're going to have a closing ceremony on Sunday at 1 p.m. And there's going to be, I guess, a lot of ceremonies in Troy, Illinois. It's going to be at the Troy Township Park, September the 7th through 11th. So again, you can contact Gene Meyer, at 618-960-9630. What else will we have here? There's going to be a benefit at the Kaskaskia River House Marina in New Athens. They're going to have a benefit on Sunday for Jeremy Birch. He died July the 13th after being electrocuted by live wires laying on his fence. He said they hope to have a good turnout. Old Salt Union, Boulder Dash, White Collar Recession, and John Pryor. They're going to have a barbecue, a roasted corn. $10 donation gets you in. They have a great time, and we want to thank Stan Surtak and everybody at the Kaskaskia River House Marina in New Athens. They do a great job, and if you people can ever get out that way, please do, because it's a great location right on the river. I'm sure you'll have a good time. It's located at number 1 Harbor Park Drive in New Athens, Illinois. On September the 23rd, Lindenwood University having their trivia night at the Knights of Columbus in O'Fallon, Illinois. Car Cruise, Russ Erlinger, proud member of the Gear Jammers East, will have their car show and cruise on September the 21st at Scooters West in Freeburg, Illinois. Also, help a soldier make a wish. Had a soldier Trey who had a life-threatening heart condition. He can't leave the house, and they're trying to raise money so he can get a computer and bring the world into his room. It'll be held at the VFW Post 805, located at 221 South 1st Street in O'Fallon, Illinois, on September the 24th. The Belleville Gear Jammers Car Show and Cruise coming up this Sunday, honoring 9/11. Be a 9 o'clock show, 4 o'clock cruise, and it's a special 9/11 memorial tribute. It'll be held at Crehan's Irish Pub and Banquet Center in Belleville, Illinois. Pitcher Sports Pub, they're having their charity night to benefit the Mid-America Horse Rescue. That'll be held on Tuesday, September the 20th from 11 a.m. to close. Part of the proceeds will go to benefit the Mid-America Horse Rescue. Don't forget to get to Mertz Ford tomorrow, September the 10th from 11 to 4 p.m. Everyone who test drives a car from Mertz Ford in Millstadt, Mertz Ford will be gracious enough to donate $20 to the Millstadt Consolidated School Athletic Department. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Connor at 618-476-1681. Today and tomorrow, St. Stephen's Catholic Church, their Fall Festival in Caseyville, Illinois. They're located at 901 South Main Street in Caseyville. That'll be today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be out there, the New Memphis station, having their customer appreciation hog roast. Tomorrow, September the 10th, starting at 2 o'clock p.m. Live music says bring a chair. Going to have a great time. And we want to thank everybody out at New Memphis station. Great bunch of people out there. Cliff and everybody in New Memphis, thank you very much. Sunday, September the 11th, the Edwardsville's American Legion, Post 199, having their Bluegrass Festival from 1 to 6 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call 618-656-9774. Songs for Soldiers, our 4th annual benefit concert, coming up tomorrow, September the 10th, from 2 to 11 p.m. at Bone Chef Craft City Park in Columbia, Illinois. Great cause. Dustin Rao is putting that on, so if you people can make it out to Columbia, Illinois tomorrow, please do. The annual fundraiser, 4th annual African King and Queen Ball, coming up Saturday, September the 24th, for the Sunshine Cultural Arts Center, growing East St. Louis through arts. If you have any questions or concerns, like to donate, get involved, you can call the good people at 618-300-0469. And also, the Nazarene Community Center in Roxana, Illinois, having Larry Gatlin and Guy Penrode. They will be performing at the Nazareth Community Church at 400 North Central in Roxana, Illinois. It'll be on September the 24th for Larry Gatlin and November the 6th for Guy Penrod. Tickets are $20, $25 at the door. And if you can contact the good people at Nazareth Community Center in Roxana, I'm sure they'll give you all that information. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all 3 of our stations. Listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. And now, broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please visit us on Facebook, KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. Go to my personal Facebook page, Fans of the Grim Reaper, for the best in the X-rated cartoons from these rotten bastard, no-count, lousy son of a bitchin' politicians. Or go to my other site, Bob Romanik for State Representative. But as always, go to the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook, where you'll get the best of political information. On this date, September the 9th, 1776, the United Colonies became known as the United States for the first time. On this date, September the 9th, 1836, Abraham Lincoln received his license to practice law. On this date, September the 9th, 1895, the American Bowling Congress was established in New York. On this date, September the 9th, 1904, mounted police were used for the first time in New York City. On this date, September the 9th, 1919, almost the entire police force of the city of Boston went on strike to protest the police commissioner's refusal to recognize their newly formed union. On this date, September the 9th, 1956, Elvis Presley made his first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show singing Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel. That's what happened on this date, September the 9th, throughout all these years in our world's history. We've got some email. Let's go ahead. We've got a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Hi, sir. What's going on in your world?
This is Scott Tyler. I just wanted to tell everybody at 2 o'clock Sunday there's going to be a remembrance for the grand opening of the 9/11 walkway at Engine House 4 on 159 and Highway 15. And we're trying to get as many firefighters as we can in full turnout. We're going to walk from the fairgrounds to the walkway at 1:30. And to honor, we're trying to get at least 343. So that's going to be the grand opening, and it's going to be a very impressive ceremony. If you haven't seen the place with the plaques up and the beam up, I mean, you'll be shocked at how awesome this thing has turned out. Also, there's a 5K run at Huff Park at 9:11 a.m. Sunday morning, if anybody would be interested in that.
Hey, Scott, thank you. For everybody that doesn't know, Scott Tyler is a heroic firefighter for the city of Belleville, and he's also a Belleville alderman. Scott, I need to ask, what is the significance of 343?
Well, that's how many firefighters were killed in the World Trade Center collapse.
Okay, that sounds right. I saw that, and that's right at route. What is that? Route 15 and 159.
Yes, right by Denny's, right down by the fairgrounds in Belleville. And if there's going to be parking at the Elks Lounge, it's right down the street. There's going to be a shuttle, or the firefighters are to come to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds, which is a block east of there, and then we're going to all march at 1:30 down the highway to the actual site. So it'll be pretty impressive, and we want as many people to come out as would be willing to.
I'll tell you what, Scott, that's great. Is there a contact number where maybe some of these local fire... You're talking about any firefighter, volunteer, paid firefighter, anybody that puts their lives on the line fighting fires, you want out there, right?
234-2236 would be the chief's office if anybody had any questions.
Okay, well, we'll have them call there. Scott Tyler, alderman from Belleville, but even more than that, a firefighter, a proud firefighter for the city of Belleville. Scott, tell all the firefighters in Belleville we love them and keep up the good work and go home safe.
I will do. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, Scott, thank you very much for the call. Ought to be a great time if anybody can make it out there on Sunday, because let's appreciate and thank our firefighters, our policemen, our first responders, not just on a special occasion, but let's thank them every day, because you know what? We really need them. We really need them. Got some letters here, emails. They're talking about the airport. Let's see, the parking lot. They care about. I'll talk about Martin Kilcarn in a minute. I think never mind. We won't go there. But for a minute, what I want to do. We're going to take a break. But before we do, we're going to play a song dedicated to all the victims of 9/11 and all the heroes who died trying to protect our great country and our citizens. Have you forgotten? We're going to play this song. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. But when you listen to this song, think about it. Think about it. It was a tragic event, and we don't want to remember it, but more than that, we can never forget it. So let's don't forget. Let's don't forget our heroes and our proud Americans that died at 9/11 needlessly. Let's keep that in the back of our minds. Let's keep that in the front of our hearts. And let's all remember it could happen again. But let's don't have an incident like that. Let's don't have a terrorist attack to bring us all together. I fight with people all the time, but we're still all Americans. We fight with our family all the time, but at the end of the day, we're still all Americans. We're a family. So let's remember that. Let's don't let this fighting get out of hand, this in-house fighting. Let's save the fighting for our enemies. This is Bob Romanik. And we have have never forgotten and never will. Remember our heroes today, 9/11, and every day. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. During our break, you heard that we are KQQZ 1190 AM. We are not only the home of the Fighting Illini football, but now we are the new home of the Chicago Bears. You know, we lost the St. Louis Rams this year. They scurried out of town, but we've gained the Bears, the Chicago Bears, a great traditional professional football team. We're picking up their broadcast, so we'll be broadcasting all of their games, usually on Sunday. So if you want your fix of professional football, don't worry, don't cry over spilt ram milk. Just remember, the Chicago Bears, our team. We are the new home, KQQZ 1190 AM, the new home of the Fighting Chicago Bears. Also, we were at the airport yesterday. Those son of a bitches come up to me, this asswipe Ron Burke come up to me, said I couldn't come in the airport, couldn't broadcast from the airport. They let Elliot Davis bring the cameras in, they let everybody else come in. But see, people, that's the problem. You know, let's all remember what this country, our country, the great United States, is all about. It's all about freedom. Freedom for everyone. No matter how much someone may disrespect us, our great country is what it is, a great country. But never forget what sacrifices were made by our brave military heroes to accomplish this great thing that we in America call freedom. But see, these politicians, they don't believe in freedom for us. It's just freedom for them. But people, that could have been you. I am you. We are together. They would not let us in the airport. And you know why? Because we criticize. We expose these rotten bastards, this culture of corruption, this democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County day in and day out. They got up in my face. I was really a little intimidated. Well, not really. But I've talked with my attorney. He called me. He's ready to sue. I'm not going to sue the good people of St. Clair County. See, that's the problem. These politicians are immune. When they do some crap, when they do some stupid stuff, when they try to take your rights away, you have to sue yourself. You have to sue the taxpayers. You can't sue them personally. You can't sue these politicians personally. And I think that's bull crap. I think if I'm elected, I want legislation to say a politician could be sued personally if he does an egregious act like Mark Kern did. Mark Sweetcakes Kern. He pulled in for 10 minutes in a van that had tinted windows so nobody knew it was him, and he left. Now, he got in there. The other radio station, it was 550, I believe, with Martin Kilcorn. And, hey, Martin, you've been out to that ballpark too long. You probably got hit in the head, that soft head of yours, with too many bats. You're going to facilitate a cause that's not true, a cause that's phony as hell, the Mid-America Airport, and you're going to say how good an airport it is? And you know I don't like the News Democrat, but boy, they have a scathing, I tell you, editorial today. Get it out of the trash. Don't buy it. It says, thanks to financial steward of St. Clair County Chairman Mark Sweetcakes Kern and the Public Building Commission, which is Rich Soje, and we'll get on to his ass. The county taxpayers needed only $6.5 million subsidy from the St. Clair County taxpayers in 2015. And Kern, listen to this ignorant, in quotes, we continue to move in the right direction. Yes, you probably do. If you only lose $15 million this year and $14.5 next year and $14 the following year, in about 100 years, you'll be in the right direction, Kern, but we don't have enough time. The proud taxpayers, the hard-working taxpayers of St. Clair County deserve and demand more from you. The editorial says, oh boy, moving there at the speed of flight. Just a few passengers buying soda and Twinkies. That's how far they're away from solvency. Do you people understand what's going on? This Allegiant airline, one of the most unsafe airlines ever. Mark Sweetcakes Kern doesn't tell you good people that. He not only puts you and your family and the taxpayers in financial jeopardy, he's now putting you in physical jeopardy and physical harm. But see, these bastards don't care. Kern, Sprague, Barasivic, Eckert, this ignorant son of a bitch, the mayor of Belleville. They don't give a damn, people. All they care about is getting elected. But he was on the radio talking about how good the airport is, talking about how the airport helped save Scott Air Base. And that should piss all you people off. They use that old okey-fadoke today and every day. Well, without the Mid-America Airport, we would have lost Scott. That shows you what a damn liar this no-good Mark Sweetcakes Kern is.
Liar, 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 liar.
Yeah, Kern, and you are a liar. Mid-America Airport did not save Scott. Scott stands on its own. Scott is a great facility. It's a proud, powerful facility. The government's not going to give up Scott Air Base if Mid-America Airport shut down. You know that, Kern. Why? I ask you, why would you lie to the public day in and day out? You know, and Mid-America Airport it was supposed to be a reliever airport, but after 9/11 that we just talked about, it didn't happen. And I understand that. But you don't run a business year after year and lose millions and millions of dollars at our expense. You shut it down. You take your losses and move on. But see, Kern, Sprague, Barasivic, they're going to make this son of a bitch work if it takes 100 years. Do you know it will probably take 50 years after this ever gets going to recoup the losses that St. Clair County taxpayers have lost? We're not going to be around. Our children probably won't be around. Why do we, as taxpayers in St. Clair County, put up with this? Remember, people, November the 8th, 2016, you can stop this. Kern, we don't care how many billboards you got with your ugly mug on it. We don't care how much money you and your parents have. We care about St. Clair County's future. And with you sitting at the helm, Kern, with you sitting at the helm of St. Clair County, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Mark Sweetcakes Kern. And I got to say, he was out at the airport yesterday. And I call it the scene of the crime. The crime, you ask? A waste of over $1.5 billion of taxpayers' money, hardworking, our money, people, tax dollars that are killing us financially. So I would say Mark Sweetcakes Kern is guilty of financial murder. And we the jury, the good people of St. Clair County, the hardworking taxpayers of St. Clair County, the jury, we find Mark Sweetcakes Kern guilty, you hear me, of first-degree financial murder. And we sentence this no-good lying son of a bitch to forfeiture of the office of St. Clair County Board Chairman for life. And we're going to pass that sentence on November the 8th, 2016, people. We can't take it anymore. But having said that, out at the airport, wouldn't let us in. You rotten bastard. Our brave military heroes died to give me and everybody that was out there the right. Had to be screened, they said. Had to be vetted 2 weeks. I came in with a big suitcase, and I showed the security guy. It was our remote equipment. I walked right through the gate, right through the terminal. They didn't worry about that. But when they saw that microphone, they started worrying then. You can't come in. Takes 2 weeks. You got to do this. You got to do that. I tell you, rotten bastards out there, Mark Sweetcakes Kern, Elliot Davis, don't have to get permission. That's my airport. That's the people's airport. That's not your airport. You don't own that. Do you understand, people? They're going to continue to get away with this until we stop them. And the only way we're going to stop this, the only way we're going to stop the bleeding at the Mid-America Airport is to get rid of these ass-wipe political punks that we call politicians. Mark Sweetcakes Kern, God Sprague, John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on the Poodle Bear Civic. We have to get rid of those people. It hasn't worked in 20 years. It's not going to work. Democratic organization, they're going to take care of you this year. They tell you that every election year. Does it ever happen? Hell no, it doesn't. But what a scathing article. And yesterday they had 550, a radio station from St. Louis. Why didn't they have the local station, Kern? Because you know we wouldn't put up with your crap. You know we wouldn't give you those softball questions. We wouldn't serve up softball questions. We want to know the truth, Kern. And the truth is, we've lost over $500 million of our money because of your ineptness, your lack of leadership. You can put all the billboards up you want. You can go to all the parades you want. You can put all the hit pieces on me and Roger Cook and everybody else you want. But the people of St. Clair County are tired of this, Kern. They're tired of your administration. They're tired of your lack of leadership. They're tired of your lying to all of us. Your day's coming, Mark Kern. I think you're politically terminally ill. Politically, of course. And I think your political death will be at the hands of the good people of St. Clair County. The political death will be on November the 8th, 2016. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. You know about the airport yesterday, them not letting us go out. See, Kern's afraid. He doesn't want anybody to ask any questions. But people, just Google Washington Post Allegiant Airline, and that will tell you how unsafe. And think about it. Not only is Kern stealing your money, he may be stealing your family's lives. It's not a good airline. Kern won't tell you that. He wants to look good. He wants to get reelected. And it said in this article, it said, wouldn't it be nice if everybody could ignore their debt? It says, without your mortgage and credit card obligation, imagine how prosperous you would appear. The new debt Kern wants to disavow, listen to this, people. The new debt Kern wants to disavow is the $88 million refinancing that he engineered last year by extending, you hear me, people, extending the airport's construction debt by 30 more years. They want to try to look good. They want to kick the can down the road. But Kern, the people of St. Clair County understand. how bad of a leader you are. They understand how big of a financial hole you've dug for all of us and for our future generations. We're not going to forget you, Kern. But people, do you hear me? $88 million refinancing that Kern engineered last year by extending the airport construction debt by 30 years. That's your children and your grandchildren are going to suffer because of Kern and the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. We're going to suffer, not Kern. He's got millions of dollars. His family has millions of dollars. He's not going to suffer, people. We are. Kick the can down the road for 30 more years at the cost of $88 million. Unbelievable. See, people, nobody knows that until it's brought out. And then we're pissed. We're real pissed. So, Mark, sweet cakes, Kern, just know that the people of St. Clair County are not going to forget about Mid-America Airport, the debacle of Mid-America Airport, the $500 million plus that it cost us for the operation and the construction of the Mid-America Airport, the airport to nowhere. You lost the NGA because of the political corruption in St. Clair County. You've cost us over $500 million with Mid-America Airport. See, Kern, you don't care. You just care about yourself, about getting elected, about keeping the culture of corruption, the democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County. That's what you care about. You don't care about the people. Think about it, people. Year after year, we lose 10 to 12 to $15 million. And Kern has Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons. He has all these asswipe. He's paying over $100,000 because they yes sir him. They kiss his ass. They're all up his ass. We're tired of it, Kern. The good people of St. Clair County are tired of it, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to keep on this. But again, you know, Sunday is 9/11, and really a solemn day, a day that I remember, a day that I know that you remember. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that we can live in such a great country and have such ass-white, no good for nothing, rotten bastard politicians screwing everything up. It's unbelievable, people, but it happens. So let's let our voices be heard. Let's let our voices be heard on November the 11th, not just in St. Clair County, but all throughout the region, all throughout this great country. Let's never forget the sacrifices made to put us where we're at today. And let's don't let a couple of these no-good son of a bitches that we call punk politicians, let's don't let them destroy it for everyone. It shouldn't be that way in this great country, people. Should not be that way. And we're not going to let it be that way. Let's take pride in this country. Let's take this country back. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's stand tall as Americans and tell these politicians that we're not going to take it anymore. Let's tell these politicians that we're tired of the corruption. Look at this situation. It was $400 million to Iran to get the hostages back. Then it ended up being $1.7 billion of our money, people. Now it's said to be $440 billion. Billion, people. These politicians lie to us day in and day out, and we've been taking it, but let's don't take it anymore. Let's put candidates in there that are going to do for the people, not for the political parties, both Democrat and Republican. I'm tired of political parties. I'm tired of Democrats. I'm tired of Republicans. Let's all emerge as Americans. Let's don't let these political asswipes divide and conquer us on both sides of the aisle. Let's vote the person, not the party. Let's vote people in that are going to do for the people, not for the political parties. Only in America can we do this. We're going to end the show today. And again, 9/11 on Sunday. There's going to be a lot of things going on. I hope everybody takes time to reflect the loss of our American brothers and sisters on that day, the loss of all all the brave heroes, firemen, policemen, first responders that went into those burning tires to save their brothers and sisters. Remember all the sacrifices made to make this country great. And let's don't let these politicians destroy what these brave people have given their lives for. Let's don't let them die in vain.